absurd seems completely sane.
What part of the story do you want to hear today? Because I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. Do you guys know who this is? This is Thanos, if anybody was wondering. I remember people thought I was Greek because my channel's name was Thanos. Now, I'm just a big Thanos fan. And I'm not a big comic book fan, but a guy I knew in high school introduced me to Thanos, and I really was into the character and how I don't want to get into the whole thing, but this is the guy that all the Thors and Hulks and Avengers and Iron Man movies, they're all going to come to fight this guy. It's going to be awesome. You want the truth, part of the truth, or most of the truth? Can you handle the truth? Now, you know I don't trade aggressively anymore. It's more about me helping the people while the market's open so they can see how to find some ideas. And did we find some ideas? And I just want to thank the Waterfall of Love on YouTube. I want to thank you for bringing up a video that I made August 14th of 2014 that said imminent stock market rally to January 16th, 2016. Now, that was August 14th, 2014. And he said, wow, that was some amazing call. See, at one point I thought the market was going to rally to January of 2016 because that was going to be 1 year left in the Obama term, and I didn't know how things would end up in January of 2017. But after 2016, I was thinking that the market was going to go up, and but once we didn't have the end of the year rally in 2015, and we certainly didn't have the start of the year rally to start 2016, and also let's harken back to my awesome video when I said that the floor of the market was in, and I was saying how we would never go down, we were going to have a 10% rally right across the board. But if you also listened, I said if the QQQ was to break 108.12, all hell was going to break loose, and you want to buy the UVXY. Brings us to today. All hell broke loose. Today we got to the point, yesterday we got to the point where if we didn't bounce, we were in trouble. And we bounced, or was that yesterday? It's kind of a blur at this point, so let's just talk about today. We got to the point where the UVXY was going out of control. Finally, I was wondering where the 10-point move in this UVXY was. It was actually very muted. Thinking, why wasn't the UVXY $80, $90? Because last August, I know it was more flash crashy, and that's why the volatility spiked that much, I understand. But to only get to like $40, $43, $44, didn't make any sense while we were having this monster sell-off. It kind of gave me this implication that maybe things aren't so bad, that we were going to bounce imminently than we had today. So yesterday was apparently a sucker rally, and today you paid for it dearly. Now, again, I've been trading futures just to, protect the Glick fund. And again, personally, I don't own anything. The fund, we still own a few stocks, the GE, the Verizon, the VGR, the Kimberly-Clark, some of the Qs. So personally, I don't own anything because with this much action intraday, why do you need to own stocks? Where else are you going to be able to buy an $8 stock and have it trade at $9? I mean, we even bought GoPro today at $10.35 and we sold it at $10.80. Who cares what GoPro does for the rest of its life? Kinder Morgan, Joy Global, U.S. Steel, even Alcoa. I mean, you see that list of stocks over there? Those are all see, there's only two little red lines in there. Those are the only two losing trades I did. And you know what? Those should have been winners too. I just got a little frightened. My problem is I'm trading 200-300 shares. Solar City. Things all the way back to 27.50. Breaks over 30. I buy 100 shares. Next thing you know, it's going past that 30.75. I buy 200 more. And it goes up to 31.50 and I sell it. And then it goes up 3 points. So that's why this was one of the best days ever as far as finding ideas, making the ideas work, and making some money. But it's really kind of one of the worst days because this all started with me buying the QQQ on the double ass crack bottom. Now, if you don't know about the double ass crack bottom, you know, you've seen patterns that look like a W, right? Well, we like to call it the ash crack. Crack in the middle, stock dips, tries to rally, falls back. But then when it breaks back above the ash crack, usually it takes off. And then if it breaks the top of where it came from, you know, this finger, it usually continues to go up. How's that for graphics? So instead of buying calls, which I usually do, I decided I wanted to trade the stag. So instead of buying the QQQ, we went TQQQ. $74.13. Want to know where I sold it? $75. You know what I did? I bought it back at $77. You know what I did? I sold it at $78. It's at $84. So basically, if it was some way I could beam all my trades over to you right now, if I just had fallen asleep when I bought all those trades, I would have made about $25,000 today. But I didn't. So I suck, in theory. In theory, I'm the greatest trader in the world because I was able to pick some bottoms. We had the VWAP reversals. We had the multi-day VWAP reversals, which you never see. Very nice. On the Celgene, on the Gilead, on the Solar City, on the Amba. Oh, the Amba. I sat with this Amba for what seemed like, and again, I trade 15, 20 minutes is a long time. I sat with the Amba for what it seemed like an hour, for it only to go up 2 points as soon as I sold it anyway. So it was like 1999 all over again. It was basically trading all over again. It was the same story that the bull market eluded me, even though I was there right at the start of it. So what the hell's the point of this video? Oh, it's just an update. It's just an update. I need a drink. I got nothing. You know, hang on, I need something. Red Stripe Mon. Alright, so here's what we did also, if you want to follow along at home. We bought some potash of Saskatchewan at $8.66. Right now, I'm not planning on selling it because I think the company will survive. No, sorry, not potash of Joy Global at $8.66 and potash of Saskatchewan at $15.85. I added those to the holdings. Now, I've also mentioned that I have this stock Team, right? T-E-A-M. Getting my ass kicked, obviously, right? Bought it at 27. Went to 31. Didn't sell it. I thought this was going to be a decent IPO. Next thing you know, it's rolling over, breaking 27. I decided not to sell it because I only have 200 shares. Next thing you know, it's down to 22, for the love of God, right back to the IPO price, I think it was. So I bought 200 more shares of Team. So now I've got 400 shares. You want to do the cost average? I got 227, 222. Do the math. Probably going to be looking at Kinder Morgan tomorrow. Obviously, they reported their earnings. Now, we haven't even mentioned Netflix. Now, you guys know my favorite trade at this point, the VWAP reversals, right? Did you see what Netflix did? I feel bad, not really, but I guess I do. I do feel bad for the guy that got blasted out at 123, either covering his short or buying it long at 123, whoever that was. Obviously, there's another guy on the other side of that trade shorting it. But then it came in and made a home around 116, between 116 and 118. And right there, we said, all right, this is probably going to be VWAP for tomorrow because that's where a lot of the money was going into the after hours. And I said, if this thing doesn't hold 116, forget about it. We're gonna short it and we're gonna buy puts. That was our first trade of the day. Now, most of the day, I was looking for reversals to the upside because I couldn't short the market anymore. I'm not having it. So for a while there, I was just sitting around in complete amazement. I had some UVXY on and rooting that thing on. But the real moment of truth came with the ass crack bottom on the QQQ, and that was when the UVXY hit 59. Now, I'm not going to say I sold it at 59 because I didn't want to sell it. I had 200 shares from the other day. I sold 100 shares, so if you want to poke fun, go ahead. I still got 100 shares of UVXY, and yeah, I let it fall 10 points in my fotch. What am I going to do? But knowing that I wanted to hold on to it, but I didn't want to completely be unhedged, we sold some March 165s. March 165s. Unbelievable. Was 340 and 320, and then we went all the way out to January 2017 and sold the January 2017 170 calls for about 16 and change. So basically, we made our, well, no, it was more than 16. Well, the 16, the ones we made money on the pullback were the Marches, because those really disintegrated. The ones that were further out didn't really move too much. But I'm looking at this market right now, and I'm still not bullish, and I got no reason to be. But I'm not bearish either. I'm a trader. I'm just going to do whatever this market's telling me to do. And if we have this kind of movement every day, there's no reason to own stocks. There's no reason to short stocks. There's just a reason to wake up, come hang out with us. I'll show you how to find 3 or 4 good ideas for the day, and you make some money. So then, if one of the trades, like the UVXY, the SVXY, whatever it is, XYZ, doesn't matter. If a trade starts to go your way, like the Joy Global and the pot, and you decide, you know what, maybe hang on to a couple of 100 shares as an investment and see what happens. Usually a trade, well, for bad traders, an investment is a bad trade. You don't want to sell it, next thing you know, you own it. That's kind of what happened with me in Rig. I had a lot of it, I decided to hang on to it, I got hammered. I just may point out, you do realize I mentioned how often I lose money? That's part of the business. The guy that says he's always right, the guy that says he never loses, the guy that keeps saying how awesome everything he does is, he is lying to you. Okay? Today was an exceptional day, sure. We did 12 different trades and only lost on 2, or maybe even more than 12. We probably did like 20 trades, 20 different trades. Different stocks too. Usually I'm just sticking around with the UVXY and the Qs. We were all over the place. And you know what? There was more to do. For every 3 trades I did, there was about 20 more that worked. Because this was that day. This was the reversal VWAP break day that we all dream about. That's why the algos and the high frequency traders, and more importantly, not the algos or the high frequency, more of the auto trader guys worked. Because if I had an auto trader that said, if a stock breaks VWAP and is, let's say, a certain percentage away from going positive, buy it. And that's all I did today. And there was probably gotta be 150 trades I missed. And that's why I'll start calling them out. And some of them I don't do, but I'll just keep calling them out as my computer starts spitting them out. And hopefully you guys, join in on the ride. I mean, one of the guys in the room had one of the best stocks of the day. I don't remember what it was, but it was a $13 stock. Breaks VWAP, goes green, goes up $1.80. And that was before the market rallied. I forgot what stock that was. Who cares at this point? Because the day's over. Now tomorrow, here's the thing. Here's the thing about tomorrow, and I'm going to leave right now. You don't really want the market to gap up. Because every time the market gaps up, we've been selling it off. But if the market gaps up tomorrow, which it probably will, and we come in, which will probably fade the gap, but if we hold and we don't go negative, look for the market to then break the high point from where it came, giving you this check mark. Starts here, falls, and then breaks back above that price, giving you the check mark. The bull market is back on, at least for the day. That's what you want to look for. I would prefer the market gaps down like it did today, and then, wait, did the market gap up today or down? I don't even remember. I prefer it getting hammered being down and then building a base and rising from the ashes. When you gap up, it's more artificial with more risk reward to your trading if you wanted to buy stocks. So generally you have to wait for the fade and then get long. You don't want to try to pick the bottom. You just wait for the fade, let it happen, and then buy as it breaks back out. It's a simple process, but you got to have faith and you got to have stops and you got to be ready to lose on some trades. And, hopefully tomorrow, I hope the UVXY, and I still got 100 shares, but I'm so hedged now. I've got, calls everywhere. It's naked. Ooh, I haven't been naked UVXY calls in gotta be since what? August, right? Since that last time. That was fun. So guys, if the UVXY is up 10 tomorrow, that'll be good for my measly 100 shares, but not so good for my March calls and my January calls that I wrote. I'm not too concerned. We still got 150, 100 and something points of cushion there. All right, guys, you know where to find me. Get in touch with me, because if this is what you want to do, there's nobody better than my imaginary friend. All right, see ya.